Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel, Ink and Whimsy. I love it when you choose to spend a little bit of your day with me. We're going to be creating a single page 12 by 12 layout featuring the Hip Kit Club June kit called Pocket Full of Sunshine. And we are going to be using Kimberly's sketch guide that comes in every kit. And we're going to be following this right here as our jumping off point. You could see what I love about it is it's not a black and white sketch with squares and little circles where you have to put things. It's actually showing the pieces in the kit, and it gives you first gather all these and put these down, then gather these extras and put those down, and it's a progression. All right, I love them. And you can store these and have them to look at and to use for inspiration for future layouts. So let me show you what we're working with today. You're going to be surprised, but after looking at that sketch, probably not so, just these pieces right here, because it's going to have, once we add all the ephemera, it's going to be very well balanced. And the photos. Oh, yeah. Now, these are, sometimes when I'm filming these, stuff comes out of my mouth that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I don't even know what I was just saying a second ago. All right, look at these beautiful little pieces of ephemera. Now this right here, I fussy cut several of these out, and we are going to be drawing in the antennas and the flight path. So we have three of these, one, two, and then this is in the third cluster, and it's going to be a little, yeah, that's still a butterfly. I almost thought it was a moth. And then these are the 3D pieces of ephemera that they included in this. Look at that, summertime. I love it. And it's definitely summertime here in Georgia. It is flipping hot. All right, so these are our pieces of ephemera. We have these colors from Stampin' Up! That I'm excited about. They go beautifully with this kit. This is Balmy Blue, and then we have Pretty in Pink, and we have Mint Macaron. Mint Macaron. Now this is the photo. This is the main photo, me and all my gray hair with my granddaughter, Diana Rose. And then we have these two smaller photos right here, which are going to go on the layout. And then we are going to be using this piece of chipboard, and it's one of the resist patterns. In other words, you can put ink on it, but we're going to be leaving it white. And then we have part of our title here. This is the second part, and then we have the journaling. So I am going to set this stuff aside, and we're going to get started. All righty, you ready to have some fun together? All right, so the first thing we are going to add is the top and the bottom. So we're going to kind of divide these up, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to place them together. So the first thing we're going to do is attach these together, and the green is on the bottom, and I'm putting the blue on top. Now I fussy cut these out of this 12 by 12 piece of cardstock that came in the kit. And again, you guys have always heard me say that one of the things that I love about getting a new kit is the first couple of days that I spend just unboxing it and putting it all together. I mean, to me, that's a lot of fun. I find it very relaxing. And I just listen to my favorite podcast or audiobook. I think right now I'm listening to one that's about Lucille Ball and Desi. What a life she had. Now, when I was younger, and of course our children were younger, Lauren Ashley, my daughter, when I would have I Love Lucy on, she would literally get behind the back of our big recliner anytime Lucy got in trouble. And Lauren could not even watch the TV at that point. She would literally go behind, so you didn't have to say, like, oh, here it comes again. Lucy's about to get in trouble. And I think Lauren may have been, gosh, 3 or 4, not very old, but old enough to know when someone was just being real silly and about to get in trouble. And she did not like anyone getting in trouble, especially Lucy. So, and she still remembers that to this day. It's actually kind of funny. But Lucy was the I Love Lucy show was a good show back then. All right, so now we're going to place this right on top. And look at the pretty border we're going to have with this. And I'm going to show you real quick what Kimberly did, which I love. And I think she may have put dimensionals under here, but I wanted to add in a little more of the green, the blue, and all the colors. So I added 3 pieces at the top and the bottom. But that is what is so much fun, really. Make sure I have it just like this, so I do it the same. About having inspiration to jump off from. It just really, wait a minute. I'll put this. Oh, see, goodness knows. I almost messed that up. The whole point of fussy cutting out is so I can see the fussy cut, not cover it up. All right, let's put this down. Did any of you used to watch I Love Lucy? Was it one of your favorite TV shows? And did it bother you when she got in trouble too? Oh, that's funny. And, oh, I remember watching, let's see, what some other, the Partridge Family, the Brady Bunch. Now, these were when I was younger. They wasn't that Lauren and Dwayne watched these. But I do remember watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family. I was going to have this done ahead of time. I thought, oh my gosh. And that glue, I am just going to cover it up with something, so we'll be good. I am going to wipe it, though. Okay. I always hold my breath when I do something like this. And I can't be the only one who has ever gotten glue on their scrapbook page. Maybe we'll put a butterfly there. I think we can do that. Okay. And if I rub it and I have anything on my hands, I'm going to smear it. Oh, so I'm not going to do that either. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to put this at the top and the bottom. All right, here we go. So this is going to go right here. Doesn't that have, oh, I just think this looks so pretty together. I cannot wait to share with you the journaling about this day with Diana Rose and what she said to me. It just totally grabbed my heart. Okay. And she said it out of the blue. That's what makes it all the more special. And when I read the journaling, you'll understand. All right, so the next part is to add these pieces right here. And let's see. I want to make sure I don't have the same ones. Oh, look, I'll be able to put that right there, won't I? Okay, these don't match up, so that's good. I think I want to go like this, though. Okay, so let's add this one right here, and it does need to be lower because there's more going on the top half of the page. So it needs to go about right here. Don't worry, we'll do something with that. I promise. I think I want to put it about right here. Because let's do it right here. Because I still need to add this piece below it. Almost forgot. All right, here we go. So we'll put this one about right here. Make sure things aren't matching up. Okay, that's good. Do I want to add it underneath? I think I do actually. Let's go under just a titch so we don't see any white. There we go. And put that right there. Okay. And then we're going to grab this one. Aren't you just so proud of me? I'm just not getting all caught up and wound up about that. Because y'all know how I can be. This is going to go about right here. We're going to go underneath just a little bit. Come on now. Now you cannot be dry right there. Come here. Pay attention. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got this. Sometimes when this happens, I want to just grab the paper and go. Okay, now we're going to put the photos down. So these are the two mats from my smaller photos, and they are 2x2, a little over 2x2, a little over. I just, get it down to where I want to, add the white border, and whatever size it is, I just cut my other mats around it. So I cannot help you with being precise because I am not a precise type person. Now my husband is. Almost messed that up. This is a day I had picked up my granddaughter, and we were going to do some baking, and we were on our way to Kroger. The photos show when we were back home at our house, and we were baking, and we made these cookie crumble sundaes with instant, I almost said soup, instant pudding and all that stuff. All right, so the first thing I want to do right here is I want to add this color, and it is balmy blue. So we're going to get a blue. I think this will work. I want some paper as I go all over the place to kind of clean this up a bit. Not much on it that I'm worried about it. Okay. I want to go around this photo just a little bit with this color. All right. I love the white, but I want a little bit of edge around it. I'm trying not to touch it because I'm not using ink distressing, that round thing. I'm not using that. I'm just going around this real quick. It'll give it just enough definition because I didn't want to put a mat under this also. So we just take our time. Don't get stressed that YouTube world is watching me do this. And just do it. No, I didn't. And right there. Okay. I lived through that. Let's cover this baby up. There we go. Put that right there. Now we're going to go in the back. And we do have things to tuck underneath. All right. Now, the reason I did this because I need to put this underneath. So this is going to go. And this is going to go. And I want that showing. So I think I want this about right here. I like that. We are going for it. Right there. Oh my gosh. There we go. We're going to press it down. And you know it would look good if then I had these up a little bit. Wouldn't that look good? So we are going to do that. I'm going to pause and go get the backing for these, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Through the magic of YouTube, nothing ever takes that long. You can order these huge pieces of foam board that's sticky on both sides, you know what I'm saying? So it gives dimension, and you can just cut it out. It's very easy to cut, and you get several sheets of this. I do not have the cover sheet that says exactly what it is, so I can't help you there. But if you just look it up on Amazon, boy, is that a scary place, huh? I mean, before you know it, you're placing another order because you know why? It gets here in what? 2 days if you're a Prime member. Scary stuff. Really. Oh my gosh. That's like, what is it? Walking into the Dollar Tree, and it's $1, but hey, it's not $1 anymore. It's $1.25. But you go in there thinking, all right, I'm just going to spend a couple dollars. Before you walk out the door, you have $10, $15 worth of stuff in there. I'm telling you, the struggle is real. All right, let's get this off here. Get that off there. Goodness, we need things appealing, people. All right. So here is Diana Rose posing with the cookie crumble sundaes. We're going to put, I don't want this on her cheek. I just want it down just a little bit. I'm going to put that right there. And then I want this one up a little higher. We need this. I almost forgot this part. This is important because that's going to have some of our title. So I want to put this under here and under my photo, going over it just to the edge there. There we go. And now we're going to put this one down. And this is when we are at Kroger, a grocery store. I bought us both a coffee. She had chocolate milk. I had a coffee. And I brought the recipes. And she was looking through them very studiously, trying to figure out which one we were going to make together. She was so excited. I would not let her look at it until we were sitting down having our chocolate milk and our coffee. And of course, that just really added to the excitement for her. She could barely stand it. Grandma, can I look at the recipe now? She was so excited. All right, so here is part of the title. So we are going to lay these down, and I'm going to see if I can do it without having to pause the camera. But if things get crazy, I will stop immediately. And why does one of these look crooked? I'm going to pause the camera. I decided to lay the alphabet down because the more I looked at this, it was cattywanka. It was not straight. So that took me a little bit of my head being right here, looking it over from the top and getting it all set. So with that being said, now we're going to put the embellishments on. All right, so let's start with this part up here at the top. So we're going to start with this little half circle that came in the ephemera. And we are just going to build a cluster here, and one here with what I have gathered. Let's slide this right under here. I love adding the colors to this. It just kind of makes it pop. And we're going to add this circle right here. And I don't mind that I'm going a little bit over the top of that. And we're going to add this little leaf. And there really is no, well, maybe there is a end, and yeah. All right, we're going to stick this about right here because we're going to lay this over the top. And I want to pinch these petals. Why do you see the difference it makes? Look at that. See how that just adds to it right there? Do you see that? Do you see that? All right. Let's get this one down. We're going to put this about right here. And then this is one of those 3D pieces of ephemera that comes in. I think there are well over almost 10 of these maybe. All right, and we're going to put this, I want to move this a little bit, I think. Up, right there, because I want this right here. There we go. Yeah. All right, and then we're going to add our little moth or butterfly. This is definitely a butterfly. On the other page, it was a moth. All right, we're going to put him right here, and in just a little bit, we're going to do the antenna and the flight path. All right, so let's put this down, and this is going to go underneath here, about right here. Oh, I love that. Doesn't that look so neat? And now we're going to stick this one down, and it's going to go about right here. Yeah, because I can have that over the top of it. That looks good. I'm going to put this one down. I'm going to put it about right here. And then we have our ice cream. Oh my gosh, I think this one's my favorite. I just love the colors in it. I'm going to put this right here. And then we have this leaf is going to come out from about right there. Let's put this on. I'm going to stick this underneath because you do want it underneath. Okay. And then we have this dragonfly. And again, I did the wings coming up a little bit. I'm going to put him right here. All right. This is going to go right here. And then we're going to do this cluster over here with these pieces. So we can get rid of that. And the first piece we want to lay down is this flower. And I want to put a dimensional in the back of the actual flower so it pops off the page a little bit. And you notice I'm not doing the bottom part. So it looks like, you look at flowers, they're kind of leaning forward. The stems are leaning forward. That's what I'm going after. And we're going to have it right here. There we go. And then the next one is this little guy. But I'm going to pick him up. That's what we're going to do. Put him down. All right. I'll put this right here. Now, if you are watching this video and you're just thinking, oh my gosh, this is just so much fun, I need to show Laura that I just appreciate her, and I want YouTube to know that I'm watching her channel. Would you be so kind as to give me a thumbs up? That goes a long way in letting YouTube, it has these algorithms, and oh my gosh. And until they really start showing my YouTube videos, my following is not going to grow, and I would just be so blessed if it would. I would like that. All right, we're going to hold that down for just a sec. And we are going to put this. I've got to decide on that one. Where do we want to put that? I don't know that I want it up top there, because we're going to have this guy right here. Okay. So where do we want this? Right here, maybe? Right here. I think that looks better. We're going to stick it right under there, because then our flower is not kind of hovering. We're going to put it right in between the two of them. All right. Now we're going to add our title. And this has, remember, it has that resist pattern that if I went over it with ink, it would show the white, but it would have the areas that would actually pick up the ink, and it's a piece of chipboard. But I decided to leave this white because I really think it shows up real good against this pattern in the back. So we're going to put this down, and then we're going to do, I'm going to read the journaling, and then we're going to do the butterfly trails and their antennae. All right, so let's do this. We're going to put this right here in the middle. All right, now I want to outline this also, and I want to outline it with pink. That's what we're going to do. So let's grab this. And I am going to do this instead. I want this to be nice and dark. Okay, let's get this out of here. You don't need to look at just a white tray, do you? All right, so let's put this down. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to do the butterfly trails. And then we'll be all done. So don't go anywhere yet. It's only going to be a few minutes. Where are you going? Where are you going? What are you doing? All right, let's add this down. All right, so I told you that I had gone and picked up my granddaughter, right? And we were going to the grocery store, getting our coffee and our chocolate milk. We were going to decide on the recipe, because every single time she called me, obviously my son would call me. Every single time she would say, "And Grandma, when I come visit, I have a cookbook, and it has lots of dessert recipes." So she was just so excited about us cooking. Obviously not a healthy meal. It was going to be the dessert, right? So that was just so funny. We're going to put this right here. All right, so let me read this to you, because we are driving down a country road on our way to the grocery store. Just talking about, when we finally got to the house and fun we'd have. And out of the blue, Diana Rose says, "Grandma, God is in heaven." "Yes, he is, Diana Rose," I said. "Grandma, Jesus is in heaven." "He sure is," I said. "Grandma, God is Jesus's daddy." "Yes, he is." "Grandma, in heaven, God is my second daddy, and he loves me." Now, at this point, I was almost in tears, because you always wonder what your grandchildren and your children are picking up, right? And my heart was just so full. I said, yes, yes, he most certainly does, my sweet Diana Rose. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to capture that on a scrapbook page. And so here we are. And it's the day, and it's what she said out of the blue in the car. And it just made me so happy. So happy. All right, so with the butterflies, I want to do different color antennae. So that's what we're going to do here. And I think I'm going to give them all. And this is, what is it? Mango Melody. All right. All right, and now we're going to do a butterfly path. And whenever I do these, and I'm sorry, dragonfly and butterfly path, is we're going to do the line, dot, line, dot. And here we're going to have this one. It could be a she. I don't know what I'm thinking. I always want to have them kind of going in a, not a straight line, I guess. There we go. All right, so there we go. All right, my friends, what do you think? I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on this page. You know, I love hearing from you in the comments below. And until we meet again in YouTube land, God bless. Have an incredible day and stay crafty. Bye-bye.